speaks in the east. All praises, honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, whose name is Yahweh, right, who is to be feared, right, who is to be reverenced. His name means he is, he exists. Bahasham, that means in the name in the Paleo Hebrew. So does Yahweh. It's in the Paleo Hebrew, okay? All right. Of Yahweh Shai, Salakia. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is whom this world ignorantly calls Jesus, right? His name means he saves, he delivers, he redeems. All right, all in the Rakah Kodash, which is the Spirit Holy. All right, I want to give double honors to the elders, apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone GMS, ruling well, teaching this truth on the highways and hedges, in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Shalom to the household of faith, the tabernacles of David. All right, specifically now, the 1/3 part of Israel scattered to the diaspora, men, women, and children, beginning with the 144,000 hopeful elect men of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. Shalom to the few sisters that listen and learn in silence, as the scriptures say to do so. Yes, all of these things are prescribed, written aforetime for our learning. All praise, honor, glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Abaratazah, or Lord willing, this is edifying. We're going to just look at the book of Job. Okay, chapter 1. This one is heavy, man. Before I get into it, I had a dream, I had a vision, you know, in the night or early morning before sunrise. And this dream or vision, man, it was heavy, man. I came out of the house and I just looked up, and I couldn't really tell you whether it was day or night, but the clouds were dark. So you can tell it was like a gloomy type of day, like it is right now in Little Rock, Arkansas. And there's like, you know, a narrative, a story or circulating news about a tornado, or what the Bible would describe as a whirlwind. I just heard some thunder, and a voice in my head said, "It is now." It's like it's happening now. It's just like the understanding that I got, and it's pertaining to the dream that I had. And let me tell you, man, I saw them chariots, man. It was Yahweh. It was beautiful, man. I'm not gonna sit here as a man and lie to you and tell you that I didn't have fear in my heart for what I saw. It was so surreal, man. Like seeing all the chariots like that, the way they was moving aggressively over this earth, and I just knew some things was gonna happen, right? And at a point, you know, I started praising Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, just like that. I call La Yamla, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So, you know, the chariots, they proceeded to move back and forth through the earth, you know, getting lower, but they were like right over, you know, in the vault of heaven, I should say, right? And I could see them clearly. And then, you know, it was activity, man. Like, so, yeah, it's heavy, man. Like, I saw fire. I saw like a bright white light come out of one of the chariots. You know, I seen people running. You know, a couple people. I think I went in the house real quick to tell somebody. I'm like, man, there's chariots outside. Go back outside. You know, praising Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. And you know, it's a lot going on right now. A lot of confirmations, a lot of prophecies, man. And so reading the book of Job, we're gonna get into it. But I just wanted to give y'all the vision that I had this morning, man. It was heavy, man. So I say, man, fear Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, man, because this stuff is real. It says there was a man in the land of of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared Yahweh and eschewed evil. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep. That's a lot. It says, and 3,000 camels. It says, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she asses, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east. He was up. You hear that? And his sons went and feasted in their houses, everyone his day, and sent and called. Right, so you have 7 sons. So for each day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, okay, each one had a feast for each of the days, right, of the week. It says, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them, right? And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, right? Set them apart wholly unto the Heavenly Father. It says, and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt sacrifices according to the number of them all. So that would be like what, seven oxen or 7 rams, whatever, what the portion of that Job had. It said, for Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed power in their heart. So just in case you want to cover them, man, make sure they covered. Thus did Job continually. So he did that continually, right? And you know that Job was accepted of the Heavenly Father, right? Now there was a day when the sons of power came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came along also among them, right? All right, so, and the Lord said unto Satan, which is the adversary, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered Yahweh and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it, right? And power said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth evil? Then Satan answered Yahweh and said, doeth Job fear power for naught? Has not thou made an hedge about him, which means like protection, right? And about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. So this is Satan, Satan basically speaking in jealousy of Job. You see that? But it said, verse 11, but put forth thy hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. So, Satan is trying to tempt the Heavenly Father, like as if, as if anything that he's saying is righteous or is going to stand, right? Verse 12, and Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of Yahweh. And he was mad. He was like, okay, I get to touch everything that Job owned, everything that he have. And I'm going to try to turn, I'm going to test Job's heart and see if he remained faithful to the Heavenly Father, right? Verse 13, and there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. Okay, so that would be like on the first day of the week, which would be, right? So you got the day now, the eldest brother, right? The first day, 1 out of 7, right? First day of the week. Verse 14, and there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing and the asses feeding beside them, and the Sabians fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. All right, so that's the first part. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of Yahweh is fallen from heaven, and hath burned up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. So now the sheep are burned, and the servants. That's the second. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away. Yea, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. That's three things. Verse 18, while he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the four quarters of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. That's 4. Then Job arose and rent his mantle. He rent his garment, y'all, and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshiped. And said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahweh. And all this Job said not, nor charge Yahweh foolishly. So don't be a fool. All right? Don't charge anything to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, unrighteously or foolishly. Magnify his name. Believe on him. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You see? Let's go to Job 42. I'll show you what happens. You keep your faith and you endure to the end. Verse 10. And Yahweh turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. The same friends that spoke unrighteously against the Heavenly Father. Yahweh. Also, Yahweh gave Job twice as much as he had before. All right. Let me go up a little bit, because I wanted to make that point real quick. Verse 7. And it was so that after Yahweh had spoken these words unto Job, Yahweh said, oh, like how much y'all shine. And it was so that after Yahweh had spoken these words unto Job, Yahweh said to Eliphaz the Temanite, remember, is there any more wisdom? Is there no more wisdom in Teman, right? Okay, my wrath is kindled against thee and against thy two friends, for ye have not spoken to me the thing that is right, as my servant Job had. Therefore take unto me now 7 bullocks, 7 rams, and go to my servant Job and offer up for yourselves a burnt offering, and my servant Job shall pray for you. For him will I accept. See that? Job is accepted of Yahweh Shema Shai because he never lost his faith. Lest I deal with you after your folly, and in that ye have not spoken to me the thing which is right, like my servant Job. So Eliphaz the Temanite and Bildad the Shuhite and Zophar the Namathite went and did according as Yahweh commanded them, and Yahweh also accepted Job. Right, once again, and Yahweh turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. All right. Also, Yahweh gave Job twice as much as he had before. All right, that's the point. You know, you want to be increased at your last end. Okay, let's get that precept, and I'm gonna close it out. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 2, aka Sirach, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, which means prepare your soul for being tested. Prepare your soul, man. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure. Endure, man, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. All right, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art charged to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. That's the point. Trust in him. You know, keep your faith. You know, gird your loins up. times is getting heavy. And when I was shown that vision, it was showing me that the chariots are active. And the Heavenly Father is visiting this place which He made. He is doing these things. This is why you're seeing these whirlwinds, these tornadoes, these superstorms. All right? This is why you're seeing the distress of nation, the uproaring of the people, the mourning going out. All right? The true men of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, beginning with the elder apostles, the bishops, the great millstone on down, sighing and crying for the abominations that be done in this place. Get ready. We're in that time. Call Allah, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Lord's will, it's us and edifying to the next one. It's your brother Tasaba Yahweh. Shalom. Shalom.